Oh, it's Christmas.
Oh,
yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody!
We're back on poppers. You just can't keep me off the poppers.
Rain and rain and raining grist in the camera, taking the water quicker than Titanic. The gun was wet, I was wet. No, drop it.
Called Martin, who he's sort of a wilderness expert. Sash. I was really. I could have let you go then, couldn't I?
what sort of... You have to headbutt that thing.
Mate, there's nails in it.
Mate, that...
Come on.
Right, rolling.
That's what you're getting.
Which one of these guns is the best? Which one of them is the painting? The answer is none of them. They all have the benefits and the negatives.
That's hard. Right, let's go.
Alright, hold on. You have to do it harder.
No.
Come on, just...
You've got the sauce, raw sauce, and I'm talking no ketchup.
One time really high.
No. Is it true you're going to sack Sasha?
Well, I've thought about it multiple times,
It's quite annoying.
but you know, it's good for the environment. Recycling Sasha into it. Yeah.
You said you have an hard head.
No, I don't. I've never seen a hard head. A really soft head, full of brains and usefulness. You don't need to do them. You got 3 hard hits. You got 6 head hits.
No, because the first 3 did not count. That was like a... if you can't leave a hole, then that was...
Oh, alright, I'm done.
Johnny Carter shit.
Come on, mate, this could seriously help out the merger.
What's the TGSOutdoors.co.uk?
Come on, mate, this could seriously help out the merger.
This is real documentary filmmaking. We've got a live audience. It's going well. He does it all. See? His talents are limitless.
I learned from the best. They were right.
Oh wow. He is the best, to be fair. David, I love you.
Everyone else can go and kill cancer. I'm just going to smell where cheese is.
These things are a safety hazard. That's unbelievable.
Merry Christmas. Let's kick off with some thanks. We've had a lot of people to thank this year. A lot of people helped us out and been on the channel and helped us provide some entertainment.
Mate, it's been one of the coolest years of my life.
It's been
I would say in
great entertainment.
top 24 years of my life, I'd say. So
That's at least discounting 1 year though.
wow, it's pretty remarkable. Like, I remember I was saying to you, coming into 2019, I was genuinely horrified that we weren't going to be able to beat what we did in that tiny little section. And I watched the Christmas
like
one.
November you joined, wasn't it?
Yeah,
November
yeah,
2018.
yeah, early November, late October, halfway through October
Yeah.
technically, because as soon as you met me,
Love.
it was game over. You know what I
I'm
mean?
glad you said game over.
Yeah, man. But this year's been crazy. I really don't know what to say about it. Some of the highlights of my life have happened this year.
Cool. Before we actually get into that, because
Right.
I do need to say thanks to some people. You, mate, thanks. It's been a real fun year. You've made it great fun.
My pleasure.
I hope you guys have enjoyed us having fun.
Yeah.
Because every moment has been blissful. Everyone who's been on the channel, got to thank them, especially Nick Horton, Ant McClernand,
Yeah.
Big Two.
Well, definitely Nick. Love you, Ant.
You know, they've really helped us out. Ant came to eat with us. Nick's
Yeah.
been a constant sort of ever since we started the channel, pretty much been chipping in. Really appreciate that. Tim Weston, Dan Reynolds at Bass.
Yeah.
Everyone who's been on the vlog.
Yeah.
No, everyone's been in the podcast as well.
Lots of people.
Lots of people. Lots of thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks to Holtz. We've had some, that's a real late one. Thanks to
Long
Howard
form.
at Outside Days for looking after us
Outside
throughout the
Days, of
year.
course, yeah.
That's been cool.
Elaine and Alex Longthorn.
Yeah, that's been a recent one.
Yeah.
That was really nice. That was really nice, actually.
Real nice, yeah. Spartaco.
Barco.
Like, later on, we have some bloopers coming up, and it's the best thing you'll ever
You don't
experience.
understand if you've never been there, so
Yeah, it is what
don't
it
judge
is.
us.
But you can on Outside Days.
Boom. Yeah, so I should also say thanks to my loving other half, who puts up with me disappearing doing all these awesome projects. Thanks.
Yeah, you're a saint, Charlie.
Yeah,
You are a saint.
for sure.
But you're the perfect husband as well, though, mate.
Yeah, I'm never there to piss her off.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's loads of people, but I'm going to cut it at that because, yeah, there's been lots of people who have helped us out. So thank you if you've been involved in the channel. Thank you very much for your support throughout the year. Now, let's go across. We started the year in January this year, as we do every year.
What happened in January?
We went shooting a few times, so there's some films that you guys will never see, unless you join as a member with the channel membership down below, which we got approved for about a week ago. There's a little shout out. If you appreciate what we do, lend us some support. Click the button.
I
Give
feel
us
slightly
£3 a
inadequate
month.
here because what other videos are you talking about? You're talking about
So Ash, at the time, we were still running on our old camera gear. We hadn't fledged into the GH5 era. But we were also finding our feet about styles we'd like for game shooting and that sort of thing. So there's a couple of videos we made in January that never got released, but they are on the members exclusive.
Yeah.
For those who will then...
There's two, right?
There's two, yeah.
Yeah, there will
Two.
be.
Yorkshire,
Yeah.
which we're going to go and shoot again this year,
Yeah.
so you'll see a
We'll
fresh...
make a good version of that, yeah.
It's a wicked film, mate.
Yeah.
And Dorset. One on Dorset. You don't want me to release that one, do you, on membership?
No, I was thinking Beaters Day.
Oh yeah, Beaters Day, that's what I meant.
Yeah, Beaters
Yeah.
Day is actually quite good.
Beaters Day's good fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, so... What after that? Yeah, January was quite cool. We did a lot, it was filled with game shooting. And then February we did the shooting show.
You're right, yeah, it was filled with game shooting.
Yeah,
Shooting show, yeah, that was awesome, man. Yeah, that was the day that we finally got to properly meet Phil Sports team.
David Wright.
He's going to come back up in the highlights of my year, so...
David Wright is...
Yeah.
No, it was awesome, man. I really enjoyed meeting David.
Yeah, he was lovely.
I'm not sure if we're friends yet. We could be Facebook friends. I think we're Facebook friends.
Well, I mean, me and him are close as anything.
Does
so
he
if
follow you on Instagram?
Sorry. Let
it's hard
me.
life.
Oh, it's tough because all these Paul Childerley notifications come up, and he doesn't follow you.
Yeah, but he does follow the gun shop, which
Thank
is
you,
me.
Paul, for the follow, mate. Appreciate it. You follow the real ones. We understand.
Yeah, so Andy Crow follows me though.
I can't deny that one. That's a
It's
great
pretty
follow.
pretty pain.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, David Wright, please follow me.
So yeah, that was really good. And then Ewa was wicked too.
Yeah, we're glossing over a lot here. To be honest, it's like the year has changed so much from start to finish. What we do on a weekly basis is almost unrecognisable, especially for me.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, I was still working in the shop.
In a little office in
I
the corner.
just moved into a studio, which we'll get into soon. We'll do like a studio tour.
Yeah, we just
like
put
that.
you up into the old studio.
That's it, yeah, because I'm so bad with customers.
Yeah, well, it wasn't even that. It was just we needed your space to put stock in for the shop.
Yeah.
So we kicked you out and put you next door.
Yeah, and I love that, mate. I'm very introverted. Very. I like to be alone almost all the time, with the exception of you, because we are one.
So yeah.
Right, but
We were-
that was
we
a
were
cool
Ewa.
spot, and that's when we really started to do the gun porn. We turned that space, which was a simulator room, into
half a studio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was cool. It was real
quite
nice.
cool. It was a nice thing. I mean, we'd started that ever since the beginning, but it sort of slowly became more
Right.
lights, more gear, and
Yeah,
get better production value. And it was a real steep learning curve, actually. It was
Yeah.
really good.
and now, I mean, what we do is just completely different to that. So we would have moved into that studio.
I
What
bet
sort
someone's
of
going to put a
reviews?
comment below that says exactly, I prefer the olden days.
Oh god, 100% John B is going to comment. Your shit. You mentioned Ewa. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, no, we just started on Ewa. So Ewa, there's so much stuff you didn't see.
See, I'm very keen to talk about this because the world doesn't understand what Ewa was actually like. And in the spirit of behind the scenes Christmas special, I think you should give an explanation of what Ewa was like.
So it started, we left.
Yeah, we definitely did that. Yeah, we
We
left.
left the shop.
Got
We
in a
drove
car.
to Nuremberg.
Yeah.
We took 2 days from there, so we drove to...
Belgium. We stayed the night in Belgium, didn't we?
Leuven. We drove to Leuven. Leuven, the home of Stella Artois. I'm a big Stella fan.
Yeah.
Being from Southampton, it's sort of in my blood.
You've put me on to Stella. It's my favourite beer now.
Yeah, it's a very delicious beer.
Yeah.
So, off we go. We stay in Leuven.
Oh, well, we're just
overnight.
skipping over, staying in Leuven overnight.
Alright, so we went there and we got to Leuven at about 11 o'clock at
Yeah.
night. And we were like, we've been driving. Let's go find a beer. So we walked down out the hotel into this little square.
Hey, you're
and
already
everywhere's closing apart
already
from
fabricating.
this weird bar. We had to buy tokens for beer, and we were like,
Oh yeah, nah.
that's beyond all of us. We were all just, well, me and Ant are country
CBA.
boys,
Yeah, no.
and
I've never seen that. I mean,
you've never seen that, and you're from Fareham, so.
Done now.
So we then got on our Google, found, look, there's a bar that's open until 1 in the morning.
Coolest bar ever.
The bar is open till 1 in the
Later than
morning.
that, probably.
No, I think we were going to a different bar, and then we went to the thing.
Okay.
We walk on down, pum,
Mac Miller playing the whole
we
time.
we ran down. Sasha can't run half a mile.
Oh, come on now.
It was raining, we're like, we need to get there, we're going to have a drink, and then go back.
Shut up!
This is what we were
You're
saying,
completely
but we got to run.
fabricating
And
all
you were
of it.
like, come here, I can't help me, I'm tired. You alright? Anyway, so Sash can't run a mile, and then we stayed for more than one beer, and that was kind of the whole Ewa experience.
Yeah.
Was very late nights,
Yeah.
sat in bars with other people from the gun trade,
Yeah.
and then not rolling in until really early, and then getting up early to get into Ewa because, my God, it's so big.
Yeah, it was
It takes the
ginormous.
British shooting show, and then multiply it by about 20.
Yeah.
There was halls we didn't go in, and we were there for 2 and a bit days.
Yeah.
There's halls we did not go in.
It was the hardest shoot I've ever done in my life.
It
By
was
a country
up there
mile.
for me too. We didn't. I did that big drive on the way there.
Yeah.
The big drive on the way back was harder.
What you should do is watch the video again, and at the
You'll see.
hour mark in the
I
morning.
wear different clothes on different days, and one of the days you'll see I am in
At the percussion
less
booth.
good form.
It's the funniest thing. If you look at both of your and Ant's eyes in the morning, it's like you look like you've been traumatised because we are really hungover.
2
And we
nights
had
in
like
a row,
3
and we're
hours of
30.
sleep.
Mate, you should have seen me when I was 18.
Oh, don't start. I'm retired. Look, this is what I'm trying to tell you.
No,
I'm
it's
an old
crap.
man. Yeah, it surprised me because you don't find it too tough to work with a hangover if you're performing.
No. What
See, that amazes me because with a camera, I can't do anything. Like, I was laying on the floor at Ewa. That's what people didn't see. It was literally, okay, let's go look
Sash
at
was
these
led
guns.
down under some clothes on
And I'm laying on the floor in the fetal position. Like, why am I here? Next year is going to be wild, and it's going to be the same thing again, right? Probably
We're
gonna
going
be the exact
for an
same
extra
again.
2 days, mate. So we're going for the full thing, so that we can work half 2 days. And Sash says it is quite hard work. It's hard work finding it,
extremely
doing
hard
it,
work.
doing it, pre-doing it, actually making a piece on something with someone who was. And
Yeah.
then more importantly, it's just overwhelming.
Yeah,
From my point of view, it was so overwhelming to go in and go. I have no idea where to start.
right.
It was a very interesting time. And we saw some awesome things, and no doubt this year now for you.
Yeah,
Probably, seeing as you might watch this after the first couple of
May,
days.
right? Is it in May?
March.
March.
April. April the 6th to the 9th.
Okay.
No, March 6th to the 9th.
Alright. That'll be cool.
where
British
you
shooting show.
British shooting show is beforehand, so British
We've
shooting show is
already gone over
February.
that, haven't we? Yeah.
That'll be a good little practice
Yeah.
in our new sort of format.
What was the next bit? Oh,
We took Sam on, for God's sake.
of course, Sam. Yeah. So Sam, they would have seen Sam in the Wild Boar video.
And you might have seen him on our Instagram story.
Yeah, and maybe in a few of the game shoots.
Yeah, so
particularly many down. You'll see him.
Sam, so we took on as a. So Sash originally we never took on to be a full-time videographer. We took him on to do sort of fill in Pickles' role as a bit of tech and a bit of that. But unfortunately, he's too damn stubborn and he's pretty crap at everything else. But he's an exceptional video man. So that's how we ended up with you as that. But so we still needed the Pickles role. So we got Sam for that. So Sam is our RB cameraman, and that was this year. That was good.
Yeah.
You'll have seen quite a bit of his work.
Yeah, like a lot of the, well, almost all the wildlife videography is all Sam's. Sam's got Sony A7 III with the big 600mm lens.
It's smart.
It's amazing. Yeah, all that stuff. That's all Sam. He came with us on Grouse Shooting Problem. That was good. Well,
All the game shoots this year.
all the game shoots. Yeah, anything you see like 500mm, guaranteed to be Sam. Yeah, I don't even have a lens that can zoom in that far. Yeah, it's really
Couldn't
come
handle
along
it if
nicely.
you're not strong enough.
Well,
Not anymore. Yeah, no, Ewa was amazing. Looking forward to Ewa this year as well. But that's year ahead stuff. We'll get into that later. He was good. And
But
then
you know what the next big
Maurizio.
events? Yes.
Yeah.
So,
We spoke about Italy 1 in the last year's vlog.
did we?
All right, stop right now. Thank you very much. You need to go and watch Italy now. Italy 2.
Italy 1.
Italy 2 if you have not yet watched it.
Yeah.
Because it's hands down my favourite film we've ever done, I
Yeah.
think. Well, certainly one of my favourite films we've ever done.
Yeah,
It's not my favourite film we've ever done, but it's definitely my top 3.
I think it's probably still my favourite. It was just
The
such
experience was top notch. The experience was second to none.
Yeah. So Italy 1 was filmed this year, though?
No.
No?
Italy 1 was November 2018.
Of course, because we put the vlogs in the last... Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Italy 1. Yeah, that was really cool. That was the first time we did something big.
Yeah.
Right? We were...
And planned the production side of it
Yeah.
as well.
We
Whereas
actually
Italy
had some
1
script.
was still, we'd just met each other.
Right.
So by that point, we didn't hate each other as much as we do now. We were
Right.
still friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, so it was very interesting, Italy 2. Just go and watch it. It's a very accurate representation of what it was like.
Even though you said it was rubbish the other day.
What?
Italy 2.
Well, I just said that if we made it now, it'd be very different because we've matured quite a lot in the video world, I think.
We got really lucky with that film, to be honest. The story worked out perfectly. I mean, how can you predict that the script that we had...
It's not we didn't write a script. We were just kind of hoping that if we did produced bits, they'd fit in.
Exactly.
And every single bit that we did fitted in, even from that cocky ass ball print bit
That's what I'm talking about, though. You were like, oh...
to the I've
this is
got a
funny.
damn good feeling about tonight.
And then you went
But
and
I genuinely
smacked
did.
3 of them.
Yeah.
In one sitting. Unbelievable. And it's all in golden hour as well. Like, my job is made
In
pretty
Italy,
easy,
yeah.
Because
It's
you go
beautiful.
out during golden hour.
And
It's going
Spartaco.
to
With
look good.
Spartaco.
Well, the camera couldn't handle Spartaco, to be honest. Like,
You-
that was when I said we need more resolution. Because there's so much depth to his face. And beauty. And just wonder. And masculinity. And I love him.
Okay.
Give me a moment.
Alright, there's a first bit of outtake that you're going to see now, because you've got to watch it now, is after we'd just had a great evening, we'd all shot boar, we'd had a couple of glasses of wine, and we'd just gone to Spartaco's house and seen his Harley.
Whose
We were all just
idea
a bit
was that?
wiped out.
Was it his?
I can't remember.
I feel like it's a Spartaco thing to do, to be like, come on, let's go have a
Kinda-
look in the Harley.
And it was so damn cool.
He was playing Outcast on his motorbike.
With neon flashing lights.
Hey, yeah, da-da-da. That's not the theme tune of Spartaco that I would have had in my head. But as soon as I heard it, I
100%
thought,
is, yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
You are Spartaco. Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that's his mating call. Spartaco looks hey, yeah. And they just like... You know what I mean? But sadly, though, I want to say, much love to Spartaco. He got in a bike accident, didn't he?
Yeah, no, poor man.
Yeah.
The road, you should have seen the road.
Oh,
He destroyed
unbelievable.
it.
The damage he did to that road was...
Because he's so hard. Yeah, no,
He's
poor man.
hard as nails. Yeah. Anyway, should we roll it?
Yeah, let's go.
Hold on, what just happened, Howard?
I'm not entirely sure.
More white wine.
We've been to the Temple of Spartaco, where I think the 3 of you paid homage.
Johnny, thoughts? How's the baby doing?
What's the gestation period of a Spartaco?
What did you say in the car, Mark?
About an hour ago, I thought this evening, well, this trip can get any better, and then it just got blown out of the water. Just by Spartaco.
He is a drug.
Yes.
You have just taken a chronic dose of Spartaco.
And then shortly after this, after another couple of wine and burning all of the wood, even though we weren't supposed to have fire, we decided to take the tusks out of my boar, even though it wasn't quite finished boiling, cooking, or rendering down. Mark had just at the time sort of started making knives. His company, Marmaduke Creations, is now sort of he's making some of the best knives I've ever seen. Unbelievable. But back then it was still his sort of conceptual stage, and his knives were still of the quality, but his finish has just gone through the roof now. But that's by the by. He wanted to see how hard his knife was, and I thought that was a great idea. So I tried to hammer through the boar's skull with his knife. Anyway, and we woke everyone in the house up because it was quite noisy. Anyway, here's a 2-second clip of that. And more to the point, this is the boar that took a long time to die, that you'll not have ever seen in the film. You know, got shot 3 times.
Yeah, I can
stabbed
play
3
it.
times. This thing didn't want to die at all.
No,
anyway, and then
was
after that,
insane.
everyone going, boar's tusks are really sharp, and me going, you know, that's sharp. I then cut myself on it, which you'll see here.
Through the tops away. Oh,
I cut myself! Me and Sparta come out the same!
no, right teeth. Nah.
And finally, on Italy, before we go to here's a little bit, and this is hands down one of my favourite clips of all time. It's the dead ones that kill you.
Whoa! He's not full dead.
Anyway, so post-Italy, what did we do post-Italy? Italy was April, wasn't it?
It felt momentous, that whole
That's a big
period. We went to see Callum. That's the only thing I remember after that period.
Shortly after. Yeah, we went to go
Yeah.
see Callum. English shooting, Callum, Long Collins, English shooting, Gunroom TV, Blue Field Sports.
Tried the
Callum.
practical shooting. That was
We tried
good.
practical shooting. That was good fun. That was
Yeah.
a very interesting thing.
Yeah,
I subsequently haven't taken it up.
you were too good at it.
I was definitely really, really awful at it.
Well, because you missed one of them, didn't you? You specifically said, and I left it out the edit, because I've got your back, because I'm your
fucking
true
missed.
brother.
Yeah.
No, you were like, how would you miss one of these?
Turns out when you're moving that gun real quick, you can miss.
Bang, bang. So,
Yeah.
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 But it was good, though. Like,
No, it was damn good fun. I enjoyed that. It was just a real nice sort of
yeah, they got a
experience.
real lovely place there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then what happened after that? I mean, we went stalking with Ant, shot a roebuck with Ant thereafter.
Is that... So this is one of the main things I want to drill across.
But the middle of the year just disappeared.
No, that no one watched that video, and it was the funniest video of all time. If you want to see me and Johnny, after a few drinks, right?
Well, it was because
banter.
I slow cooked some venison in an evening. So Sash came around at like 6, and then
He's like, it's going to take 3 hours. 3 hours. All right.
yeah, so we sat there trying to watch a movie.
I've got this all over me because I've fallen off my chair twice.
Yeah, no, that was a brilliant film.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I loved it.
the stalk was great. The stalk was really great. That was the Judas buck. Walked and saw this huge roebuck. Stalked up after it. Saw it on top of a hill. Walked into it. There is a buck stood behind the grass where it should have been. Shot it. I'm like, that's not the same buck.
Right.
Walked back down the hill, and his footprints are going through ours down the hill. You bastard.
It was good, wasn't
That was really good fun.
it? Yeah. Yeah, and then we came back, and we
Had a
obviously
lot
had
of
a
fun
few
with that
drinks.
this year, actually, between
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yorkshire and that. It's been good.
Yeah. Look forward to going there again,
Hmm.
where he cut his teeth.
Well, I really liked it anyway because he gave a much less.
Oh, mate, he absolutely nailed it.
Yeah,
He
well,
really
it's a
did, like-
perfect opinion balance on mine because I think everything's cool and I'm really overly positive. Where he's like, no, shite. And yeah, that was a free pound. No. Birds. That's really.
Well, really, he fills that role that you really would want to pursue.
But politically and personally,
Right.
nobody likes Johnny when he's just hating on stuff. So
Right.
it's easier if Johnny just loves everything. And
Well,
Johnny
you-
genuinely does
yeah,
love
you-
everything anyway.
Oh, you're being harsh. You definitely don't love every gun. Like, you clearly, every time we go to an event, someone has a little go at you for saying a gun's not good.
Oh yeah, people do that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There is no winning. Like,
No.
And you are very honest. You have respect, you know.
Cool.
But you do
Yeah.
also buy these guns and sell them.
Yeah, it's a bit strange, that dichotomy, but at the same time, anyone who knows me will know that I'll tell anyone the truth, say something shit if it's shit. So,
Right.
because there's value in being honest and not just
Right.
being a bonehead. Yeah, we shot that buck with Ant. That was cool. Then what?
It was the after bit. Like, the stalk, yeah. Whatever.
Oh yeah, we shot the buck with Ant,
Yeah,
and
that
then we
was
went
the
back to my
best
house,
bit,
and yeah, we tried watching a movie, and Sash drunk all of my alcohol.
Oh, get out.
Because he was on one of his benders, clearly.
Yeah. Worst life. Yeah, no, it was
It
amazing.
was really good fun, actually.
It was just, yeah, total
That was a
fun.
really,
Like,
I had to taste it damn good. too.
no one watched it at all. We had like 2,000 views in it, which is quite low.
One of our lowest viewed videos ever. And
That we
probably
put
one of
out
the
this year,
best.
yeah.
But nobody actually likes stalking videos. I wonder what that is, guys. That's a real interesting question.
Dun dun dun.
Why do people not enjoy stalking videos as much as shooting pheasant videos? Is it because of southern stalking? My only theory is because southern stalking is not inherently exciting, with the exception of that muntjac video. up in the Savanac, because that was very exciting. That was cool.
Clearly, way less people are doing it.
How do you mean?
Well, there must just be way more people pheasant shooting than there are.
Well, I think
stalking.
most deer stalkers aspire to be Steve Rinella and go into the mountains for a week.
Right.
And that's what we all dream of as stalkers, I think, more than going into the woods and just smacking over a row.
Right.
And then once you've seen someone mack over a row, there's nothing that interesting to gain, I think.
Yeah.
No, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
You know, you got a lot of other people out there, a lot of British shooting channels putting out stalking videos. I think people are just sick of seeing lowland deer shot because it's not inherently exciting unless you're there or... Well, I don't know. I'd love to hear your theories on the subject too.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to know everyone's thoughts because it really is definitely a thing. We've put out a number of stalking films and people just don't care.
Yeah, unless it had Karina's ass in it.
Funnily enough, 100%. Yeah, put Karina's bum in the thumbnail and 10,000 people watched it. That's crazy, isn't it? We just need to get more creative with how we're doing these thumbnails.
Yeah, I don't think people are interested in my ass. I can think of one person.
Oh, yeah, we did that.
Stalking video, yeah. So we filmed the stalk with Ant, and then not a lot happened.
Oh, that's not true. That is not true.
We went crow shooting.
Countryside rally.
Countryside rally. That was quite interesting.
Yeah, that was very interesting.
Very few people turned up, by embarrassment, but it was a very interesting event all the same.
Yeah.
And we got to see David. He touched your bum.
And now, yeah, that's the highlight of my year.
Yeah.
David Wright slapped me in the butt. It was the best day of my life.
Ever.
It was amazing. I love David Wright. In all seriousness, I constantly bring him up because he is a goat. He is a legend.
But he is the greatest of all time for everybody who does not understand.
I called you a goat, David, and you didn't respond to my message.
He's not watching.
You didn't understand.
Sorry.
Look, just in case he does.
You have to tag him in it.
No, yeah, but every time I tag him on Instagram, he doesn't see it because he doesn't follow me.
You know, he's a
I
different generation.
Yeah. Anyway, he is the most lovely man, and he's obviously extremely skilled at what he does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a godfather. So anytime we get to see him, it's amazing.
Yeah, no,
we have some good old banter.
All the Fieldswoods guys are proper gentlemen, though.
Yeah.
Met Paul Childerley.
Oh, legend.
Yeah, met Paul Childerley. That was a highlight. I enjoyed that. Buttermilk, meeting Paul Childerley. So we're good friends with the guys at Percussion. David is a real gentleman. We like David a lot.
He's a legend. Yeah.
And
Xavier.
They invited us out to shoot pheasants with them at Buttermilk. And so we went, and it was damn good.
Yeah, man, that was a properly good day.
Really nice
Really
guys.
enjoyed it. Yeah.
Paul Childerley.
See, at that point...
And Paul Childerley.
I didn't actually know who Paul Childerley was.
It was not recent, though.
No.
But that's not important. Because Beretta Wells as well. Obviously, met Paul Childerley.
Oh, David West.
David West at the Beretta Wells.
That was awesome to
when
see.
There was a choice of teams between that team and the Jordan O'Donnell team.
Yeah.
And Dave went on.
Tell him. As your brother, I'm going to tell him, right?
Yeah, what?
Alright, brother.
Go on then, brother. Nice one, brother.
Johnny, how'd you shoot? Because no one ever asked you how you shot at Beretta Wells.
A couple people have. But...
Yeah, but no one publicly.
Alright. I beat Dave, and I beat Paul Childerley, and I beat Andy Grow.
So, am I right
Not by a lot, but by enough.
Did you actually win it?
There was no winner.
But if there was?
Don't know. But probably someone must have put in a better score. But I don't care. It will never happen again. It will never happen again.
He's a damn good shot, Johnny. I've been behind a few people in my twin, let me tell you.
You've been behind a few people, you dirty bastard.
And I've seen a range of shots. Now, I can confidently say that I'm a better shot than a lot of the people I've been behind. And that's actually true.
Very short range
I guarantee
of
you, I could shoot better than half the guns I've been behind. And that's just a fact. But...
There you go. Look at all those people unsubscribing as we go.
There's only like who have I been for? Yeah, I don't want to offend anyone.
Hey, you've been behind some good shots.
Mate, but you and Anne, seriously, incredible. And
I think you should roll a section here, and you won't want to, but I hope you do, of Ant in Yorkshire on that drive shooting 1-for-1 on those bloody partridges.
Yeah, that's cool. Here's a little taster. If you become a member, you'll soon see. You missed.
You missed it first, pal. I didn't let you give it first. Good job, you got that one, Trev. Chris! Nice shot, mate.
Like, Ant is so good, he manages to hit 1 in every like 3. And I think, I'm so impressed with him, you know. You, on the other hand, you go 1 for 1, you know. It is remarkable.
Unfortunately, that's quite the opposite way around. Me and Ant have quite
I think I've
a competitive
been
relationship.
behind
in our
Ant a few
shooting.
times, and I have
Ant
actually
is
seen
very
him
good.
shoot a couple birds.
He is damn good. He is probably he is the best shot I know.
He is amazing. I can't lie, he's amazing.
He is unbelievably good with the
He's
shotgun.
bang, bang.
And he's from Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Who would have known? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a southerner now.
He is actually
100% certified southerner.
Yeah, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Countryside Rally, that was great. It was a very interesting event and was very telling of the time.
Yeah,
it was great to meet people and hear people's opinions and make a very minimal impact, but enjoy ourselves in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, it was definitely a worthwhile experience.
It was 100% worthwhile. Regardless of that, we met some great people, had a few pints afterwards with some real nice guys, and then went to dinner and had Jansson's Temptation, which is one of my favourite dishes of all time.
Amazing. Now, I never got Christmas bonus, nothing like that, because clearly I don't deserve it. But actually I did, because I looked at the bill after you and your lovely partner took me out for one of the nicest steaks I've ever had, and it was unbelievably expensive.
My lovely partner took us out for that. Thanks, Tom.
Really?
Yeah, she made.
So what have you given me then?
Good job. Good quality friendship. Lifts everywhere because you don't drive.
All right.
A year and a half.
I was joking.
Sorry, I'm a bit bitter about that.
You've arranged that booby trap, haven't you?
So what else? What else?
Yeah, we're kind of going through the highlights, aren't we? Is it interesting that you don't really know you're making a highlight video at the time?
No, and we've been on some adventures that really have been completely unmemorable. Not that if we've forgotten.
Oh mate, we have been all round the country this year. It's been non-stop. Like at least
the 4-ball with Nick Horton is definitely a highlight. That was epic.
Yeah, really cool.
That was unbelievable.
Watching Dave.
Oh, we had the whole general license thing. Watching Dave do it. So we have a TV in the shop, in the gun shop.
Which is what provides this channel.
Which is not part of us anymore, which we'll come on to. Yeah. And that plays that video non-stop as part of a loop that it plays.
Yeah.
Watching Dave get beat by that 4-ball is one of the highlights of my year.
Mate, I would not want to have shot that thing. If you gave me £5, I wouldn't have shot it. I can't shoot anyone.
I had a lot of good times with Nick this year, actually. It's been really good fun.
Mate, Nick is a legend. He's an OG of the channel. Nick. And, by the way, if anyone's interested, he's starting a stick business, potentially, perhaps.
Yeah. So, I've been using this stick for a year and a bit now. It's pretty solid.
Here we ride at home swinging an H and bad legs into somebody's face. That's like you.
That was an amazing impression.
You know that was supposed to be an impression of Clive Owen.
Yeah.
In my head, I did it real good yesterday. That was crap.
But it's amazing how when you're by yourself, you do the best accents.
Oh, when I'm by myself, I can do any accent you want me to do.
Don't be racist towards Ryan.
There's nothing wrong with Irishman.
Now it's changed.
What else can I do? Scotland. There's nothing wrong with the Scotsman. Right?
Alright, chuck your ratings for Sasha's impressions down below.
We spend half of our time doing accents to each other.
But we drive around the country quite a lot.
Yeah.
The grouse shooting problem, that's what was in the summer. That was a big chunk of that, man. The grouse shooting problem. We filmed the grouse shooting problem in July, end of July.
A career-defining movie.
Yeah, so we've been wanting to make a documentary at that point for a little while, and we've been talking about it, but didn't sort of really. We don't want to commit. The whole channel's finances up to that date were certainly
ambiguous.
At best, and we at every stage have to assess whether it's a worthwhile move because again we were never supposed to have a full-time videographer in the first place. So we're constantly sort of stretching the budget, and I would put my biggest thanks, which I should have really given out, to my business partner Joe for allowing me to invest in Sasha this whole year because he is a visionary dude. Joe, yeah, not you.
I was like, oh wow.
I saw the disappointing face. Not me. Oh no, not me. Anyway, so
Legend. One of the most awesome men I've ever met in my life.
100%.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. Up there with Spartaco in my top 3.
Yeah, fair enough.
Which is top 5. Top 3 is in my top 3.
Yeah.
Spartaco.
I reckon Joe could beat up Spartaco.
I think nobody could beat up Spartaco.
That's a fact.
He had to crash a bike at 100 miles an hour to hurt himself a little bit.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Yeah, fair enough.
So, yeah, that sort of... anyway, I sat down with Sash and I pitched my idea to him. I don't want to take anything away from you at this point, Sash, but it's worth sort of saying that Sash has no vested interest in the countryside or guns whatsoever. He is
for real.
He
I really
is
don't
like genuinely like.
And I know it's bad.
He's the best sounding board out there because he's a townie. You know, didn't even know he could have guns, like you said in the last Christmas vlog until a year and a bit ago. And so anything I think is a great idea in my introverted little world where shooting is the only important thing. Sash is a great handler. So I pitched him the idea and he goes, yeah, that sounds like a really nice plan. What should we do? So I contacted the NGO. And the NGO, in about 48 hours, said, we'd love to fund you making that project and essentially make that project as a collaborated effort. Mm-hmm. Put us in touch with the right people. I mean, it was really nice. Met some brilliant good people there. Ian and Roy were real nice. Mm-hmm. Even though they're Northern. They were really nice. Yeah. I don't have a thing about against Northerners.
Did you just say that?
But another interjection, I don't have a thing against Northerners whatsoever.
No.
But we do get a fair amount of comments calling me a posh twat.
Yeah.
So it's probably worth saying that does great occasionally. Because I clearly am not posh in the slightest.
You're obviously the other thing, but posh, no.
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't say you're posh. He lives in Botley, mate. No, he lives in Totton. He's a rough geezer. When Johnny walks out, it's game on. He could get in a fight in any moment.
Yeah, well, it's
fight anyone.
I'd fight any man. So the main idea of the grouse shooting problem was this: to go and put out some content against the lies that have been constantly put out this year. It's been a tough year between the general licence and constant attacks on grouse shooting and the general licence and shooting as a whole. It's been quite a tough year, and I think it's certainly worn down a lot of people's morale, which is not great. We don't like that. But yeah, so we decided to go and do that. And subsequently, we're going to be working on a couple of projects with them next year. That's ongoing too, which we're really looking forward to actually. A little bit more scientific, a bit more in-depth. That was quite a general sort of covering, but we are going to be putting out some, hopefully, some awesome stuff.
Yeah, man. Much love for the NGO.
They're a real good bunch of guys.
First brand really to
work with us.
Yeah, put a vote of confidence in us, and it's clearly worked really well.
Yeah, 100%. Nice. Real easy to work with and lovely guys. 5 days?
5 days.
5 days and film that. And that was really good. And we learned a huge amount in the same instance about filming and documentaries and interviewing and all sorts. So it was a huge learning curve. Mm-hmm. And then subsequently thereafter, we did our own little project on pheasant release, seeing as that was the next Wild Justice attack. So we went and did a little smaller version of the same on that, just off our own backs, because it was something that I wanted to answer as a question. Yeah. And we'll go watch both of them. The grouse shooting problem is significantly bigger and more grand, but the pheasant release documentary was quite interesting, just in the fact that we learnt a lot and wanted to implement a couple of things before doing a bigger project.
Yeah, that's right.
And
you were passionate about the topic as well.
Yeah, I think it was important to do stuff you're passionate about always, right? Then we've been shooting a couple of times this year. I've seen a couple of them. We had the TGS game shoot, that was great. We got to meet John. We met John earlier in the year actually, and there's a podcast that's going to come out with him. Might have already been out, depending whether I've released it or not.
Oh really? You thinking of releasing it this week?
Yeah, next week. I'll release it next week.
John's lovely.
A really lovely guy. I met Dan. Dan's really nice too. You saw him on the podcast.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, just some real nice guys. I had guys from all over the country. It was really nice.
Really eclectic, really cool group.
And you made a great video out of it as well. It was quite cool.
I really don't like the video. I thought it was complete,
So anything that anybody will like, Sasha generally hates.
I don't hate it. It's just crap, isn't it?
Devon Pheasants in the Rain we did thereafter though. That was epic.
That's it.
Thoroughly enjoyed that. Man. That was one of my favourite videos we've ever done. Probably one of my favourite videos we've ever done up there with.
Yeah, man. Yeah, 100%.
It was just us having fun, and it came across like us actually just as the day went. There's some bits that you won't see because although we do let some profanities go in, as you'll have seen on this video, there was quite a lot more that day between washing the stinging rain out of our eyes and Sasha falling in the river, kind of.
Devon Pheasants, awesome, and we weren't really expecting anything from that. I mean, we just sort of Joe. Organised a day. Knew it was going to be fun, obviously. But in terms of having probably our favourite game shooting film, absolutely out of nowhere.
No.
You know what I mean? And all because it's miserable. Unfortunately for us, definitely unfortunately for us, whenever things go horribly wrong, it makes the best content. So I think genuinely part of my job might just be to stitch you up. Because back from the brink.
Yeah, that was what I was supposed to say.
Did we do number 1 this year as well? Yeah, we did. We skipped over both of them, man.
Yeah, number 1 was early in the year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was early in the year.
Yeah, because I watched the last.
And then we're pigeon shooting with Ant. There's another video you can see if you join as a member.
Of course, yeah.
Where the gun that we were doing a film review on never got made. Well, it's actually part of that review, isn't it? Because it just wasn't working. So,
yeah, unfortunately.
There's certain things that we don't want to get done for libel or burn any bridges, so there's certain videos we just never release.
Yeah, I'm surprised you don't do the whole
worked.
Top Gear Tesla thing. Right, because Tesla sued Top Gear, didn't they? Or Elon Musk sued Top Gear. Did you know that? Yeah, because he's claimed, Elon Musk, that someone he works with found the paperwork there that said in their script they were going to make the Tesla car say it's run out of battery. And that really stopped the sales, because it's obviously the biggest TV show in the world, Top Gear. Well, probably not now, but back then in the world. And that really...
Was that Clarkson Top Gear?
Yeah. This was years ago. Do you not remember that episode? I actually remember watching it, yeah. And it really stopped the sales of electric cars. This is when they first started blowing up, so he sued them. I don't know if they won, but he sued them. So you should do that, because you get sued for millions, and then guaranteed you'll not have a video.
I'd just be like in debtor's prison for the rest of my life.
Yeah, it'd be brilliant, mate.
I'm not sure it is brilliant. It sounds like a really poor idea to me.
Yeah, I feel like
the new Tesla truck looks awesome. There you go. I'm just going to get that off my chest.
Are you going to get a Tesla? You're going to change cars soon, aren't you?
I've got this truck to the end of the year. To be honest, mate,
yeah.
I ain't got the money for a Tesla.
Get a Prius. This is what I don't like about the shooting work. Get a Prius, but you know why you wouldn't get one?
No, I don't want a hybrid.
Yeah,
I want
get
an electric.
Hybrid. No one in the shooting world has hybrid. Do you know why? Because you're not for the countryside.
Well, because they don't make a hybrid.
Spray lead everywhere.
Lead versus steel. There's a video coming in the new year that I've been working on. We've been working on.
Yeah, you would debate you're making it a doc, aren't you?
Yeah, I think it definitely needs to be a documentary. Shortish one.
Yeah.
Alright. Holtz was the next big thing. We got in touch with Holtz. They got back to us. Simon Reinhold, really nice guy.
Lovely guy. Yeah.
Got back in touch with us saying, if you want to come and video some of our guns, you can. I was like, is there any catches to this?
Oh, yeah. And Johnny drank like 10 cups of coffee. And that first day
it's a long drive for us. It's literally the other end of the country, but not in northern terms. Yeah. It's about 5 hours. So to get there and do a full day's filming, which is why you'll see in a lot of films, I'm bollocks tired.
Yeah, it starts off.
By the time we get there,
this is going to be the best day ever.
So the first 2 videos are caffeine fueled and fully awake, because it's like 4. Yeah. But they were, oh man, that's brilliant. So we'll be going up there in the new year to do another couple of bouts.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that. We're considering doing more of like a vlog style, just covering more ground, a bit like we did with, like, do 2 or 3 special bits that we do, and then doing a bit like we did with Ewa, and sort of just going around looking, because we did we've done 14 guns with them
in one day.
14,
yeah,
and
14, I actually did it wrong.
They have hundreds.
Oh, we're not barely scratching it.
Like, it's impossible to share as much as needs to be shared.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a pattern that we found yet. Like, what guns is it specifically that you guys would want to see? Because the Moth gun did really well, but it just tends to sort of be linear. The more we upload, the less interest they garner. But there's so many really old guns that aren't, really cool, that maybe other people will have an eye for.
Yeah, but there's already there's already a market there, obviously. There's a very famous YouTuber who already does that kind of niche-y stuff, and it was just nice for us to go and look at some old sporting guns. I think that was...
Yeah.
I know we need to make a meal out of it. It's just something that we can go and enjoy and indulge in for ourselves as much as for yourselves, because you don't care, but I thoroughly enjoy it. So, and then the last bit of the year in terms of bigger, cooler stuff would have been Longthorn. We went and filmed Longthorn Factory. You haven't seen that video yet, but you will very soon. Those things are insane. The barrels on those are genuinely the coolest barrels on the market of any shotgun, period.
Yeah. I mean, I shot well with it, so...
Yeah, Sash shot well with it, so it must be amazing.
They genuinely must be a good gun, because I definitely cannot shoot. As funny as it is to say, that I shot better than you. I am the worst shot ever. Johnny's like wipes the floor with me.
No, it's because you don't shoot. Yeah. You're good with the camera though, mate, so...
I'm okay with the camera. I've got a lot to learn. Yeah. But
Paddy one.
Yeah. I probably am a better shot than you, to be honest.
You could be.
Yeah, I think
it would make it really funny if you could shoot all the time, talk about all the guns, and then I could film and complain all the time.
I do not complain that much. You totally make this up. You're full of You complain loads as well. But you're the boss.
I'm not very good at waiting.
So like, you can't, you're like contractually obliged not to moan. It's like part of your job is to not moan.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. And part of my job is to moan. That's how you'd express it.
That's how, you're a unionist, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. You are, very much so.
Yeah, very much, yeah.
We had an election. We almost had Brexit. That was the other part of the year. I hope you're all happy with the result. Because there's nothing you can do if you're not. That's democracy. Isn't it great? And that was the year in review. I mean, we've both had our favourite bits. And there's been some amazing bits you'll never see. And
go on, top 3 highlight moments. What are they?
Oh, my top 3 highlight moments: shooting Italy.
Mm-hmm. The whole, all of it, 1 and 2, or just 2?
2 wouldn't have been as good without 1. It's that massive build-up, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit like the tease.
Yeah.
Tease and tease and tease, but it's a huge tease to then go there and have that bang result was amazing. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Really
tease
enjoyed
before
it.
the bang, yeah.
And then Childers, meeting Paul Jubilee.
Yeah.
That probably goes on a par.
I can see that. Yeah.
With like, it was just a damn good day, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
You were so smitten.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah. I had to edit loads out because it was beautiful, like genuinely the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. But
Confessions of Love. And
it was awesome.
I wrote him a poem, but he didn't want to hear it. So
wow, you were both in the bathroom for quite a while.
Yeah, well, he had to show me how to wash my hands. So, oh Christ, what's the third? Ewert, I mean, was just amazing.
Nah, come on, no chance. Holtz. Mate, that first day, I've never seen you that excited.
Holtz was probably better than Ewert in terms of short period, but Ewert was amazing in itself.
Yeah.
No, come on, you can't say that. What about Dinosaur Gun? We just weren't allowed to play with them. The beauty of Holtz and White Trump's Ewert is that I got to hold these guns in my hand. And you know, Holtz's whole thing is that they don't sell useless antiques. They sell guns to using. So when everyone's like, you'll wear white gloves, their guns are there to be, they're usable things.
Right.
So the ability to pick them up and use them and play with them, and use them, but touch and hold and feel and connect.
Mate, I can't even remember what the dinosaur gun is.
The dinosaur gun.
I just got a moth gun in my head. The 2-ball. What's a dinosaur gun?
Remember Ewa, the dinosaur gun? That same guy who does the see-through
side plates? Yeah. Oh, what's his name?
I don't know. He's in our top 5 gun makers.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because you still never heard of him. Go watch that video and you'll see who we're talking about. But yeah, those guns are exceptional. But we couldn't touch and pick up and play with them, so that kind of takes a lot of value out of it. Like, I think a bit like all these things, it's all well and good having pie in the sky, like saying I've got a Ferrari, but unless you can go if you own like a RX-8 and hoof that round a track instead, you're probably going to be more in love with the RX-8 than the Ferrari you're not allowed to drive.
Right.
That's my theory on that anyway. The TGS guns came. That was cool. You know, we spec'd up a gun a little while ago, and that came. Go watch that video.
These are a lot. You've got a condenser.
Man, this is I was just talking about year. That's my year.
Right. They're your best moments.
They're all
the
top bits.
There's so many highlights. Yeah.
There is too many good bits. It's been such an amazing year, and thank you so much for your support throughout it. Before we move on,
hold on.
Sasha's going to take you around the studio.
Hold on, cowboy.
Oh, what's your top 3?
Yes.
Who cares about your top 3?
There's only 2.
What, touching your ass and Spartaco and David Wright adopting you? Is that your top 2?
Yeah, let's get into the vlog.
Come into my lair. We've got things for you, Sasha.
On a sensible note, Sasha, show everyone around your lair.
This is where the magic happens. So, it's actually surprisingly simple. You don't need to be an expert in videography, because neither am I, to understand how we're doing this. This lights up the wall. This little light panel, very cheap.
You're actually giving away our secrets right now.
Mate, you know, you've got to share this information.
Mate, you are like a sharer of great wealth.
I learned it from YouTube, you know, like I didn't pay anyone for this, so this is my gift to the world, to the field sports community. But like 2 of these, 170 quid is dirt cheap for a light. That goes there. If you're feeling a bit frisky, we can change the colour. This is a recent thing we did. In here, we usually keep the gels These are the ones that actually suit Johnny best. But
So because I've got orange hair, you want to put teal behind me?
yeah, right. You ain't ginger.
I'm glad that you appreciate that. It's not the actual truth.
Bit of green, bit of blue. All of this can drastically change the way the set looks, even though it's the exact same thing. The key here is efficiency, priority number one. The reason we can produce more videos at higher quality now in considerably less time is we spent a lot of time figuring out how we can get in here and leave. Video done, 10 minutes.
If only it was that simple. It's like full of shit.
We are professionals. Key light, very simple. We did have a big one for a while, but actually it diffuses the light a bit too much. And although I do like a low contrasty look, it just looks a bit crap. You want it a bit more punchy in the studio, you know?
You like it punchy in the studio and then really flat everywhere else, don't you?
It's like
Sasha washes out all the colour from the videos.
Yeah, it's just nice.
And makes everything look like it's autumn.
Look, this is what I say. The reason I'll desaturate the videos is because that's how I see the world, because life is miserable and painful. And it's a creation of my art. This one is a back.
Sorry, say that again.
As it
Look, I'm shaking my head.
It's fun, isn't it? It's way better to communicate with camera than in person.
No, it's much fun.
Now I want to get into the main problem with this space. Height. This is like problem 101 with filming Johnny. He's 6'7". So putting a hair light on him is almost always impossible. Not only because I cannot get a light above his head unless I blue tack it to the ceiling, in which case it needs to be a chargeable one. And again, I stress, efficiency is everything. If I have to now recharge the lights, not worth it. If we can go in, bang, all the lights are on, Johnny comes in, does magic, as you all know. Now, one of the most important things with moving from studios was space, as I mentioned. That is about 3 meters. As you can see, you probably don't get to see that in the videos, but this is quite a bit of space. All of this is completely useless. Logically, you wouldn't want to do it because you'd want all the space in here to be used, but having a bit of background blur in a studio video does go a long way. Imaging is all about depth. You can get depth through color, contrast, all sorts of stuff. The easy way to do it is to make the background blurry. That's one dimension of depth. Then you can get a key light, make the background a different color. Another dimension of depth. And you do a lot of that, and that's what a professional cinematographer does. Which
You're a very deep person, secretly, aren't you?
I'm a silly goose. I'm Crystalia silly goose. I'm just down for silly goose time. But even though this has no practical application, it plays a very fundamental role in imaging, which is obviously never too important, but it does need to be done. So yeah, that's that. All this negative space. Plus Johnny's so big, he can actually you wouldn't know this about Johnny, but he does like pre-video lunges and stuff. This gives him enough space.
Oh, do that again. Let's get the money shot.
What, you want to see the booty? This gives Jonathan enough space to get the energy flowing, because of course there are intangible things that go into great videos like energy. It's like DJ Khaled. He says like he's got a special cereal vibe, and he made like a good album because he was eating special cereal. I feel like that's true. Lights, camera, all that stuff never goes as far as having special sauce. Here, this is like Johnny's creation through and through.
We're going to finish that for the next Back from the Brink.
Yeah, I mean, you can explain this one.
Well, it's not really that exciting.
Well,
it's just that we needed somewhere to film where Sash could actually be in front of me working. So as much as people are like, we want to see people, we want to see your actual workbench, it just doesn't work for filming.
No, it's a nightmare to film.
It's or it does work for filming, it's just less good.
Yeah, we did.
And more importantly, it's full of guns that we are having to actually repair for other people.
Yeah, your space is smaller now, isn't it? So
it's much smaller
it's
because
impossible
I've
for
donated some.
Yeah, because you're down
to tank.
You're like a philanthropist, aren't you? Really?
100%. I like to look after other people.
Why do you beat me up? Why do you beat me up when the camera's on? Probably. Yeah, so this bothers me for what I just outlined there. There's no space between the foreground and the background and the middle ground. It's just one flat lump. There's also no way that you can actually use dynamic lighting here because it's just boom. So whatever image you're going to get is going to be quite flat.
Did any of you actually notice or carrying back from the brink that it was not that deep?
Well, actually, because I say we went quite out of our way to make it look quite different. I think without the gels, it would have been.
Oh my god! Like one of my top 5 moments of the year that didn't even go in there was Dave West singing
French. So I was looking at the outtakes to put in this thing for that, but it was just you two like laughing.
It was him just singing as part of the outtakes. It wasn't an outtake. Can you hear the people
singing the songs of Angry Men? Is that it? See, I didn't even know that until I watched the video. I watched it so many times.
Headbanging.
Yeah. Well, this is what I was saying. This looks like a Hollywood set that you would actually pay a lot of money for in some sort of David Fincher movie. Like, look at these textures. Texture is, of course, another form of depth in imaging.
Alright, are you done telling the world about how to make amazing films that you make?
Well, they're not amazing. They're all crap, obviously. But the horror section, I will, almost. Maybe I'll preach a bit more. Horror section crap. We do have these sound panels.
That we don't use, because they're the stupidest thing you ever bought.
We got them in the old studio, but there's just nowhere to put them. You know what I mean? Because this is a really important part of sound. You can have a great mic and all that, and it does mean a lot. But if your room is reverbing sound to it, it doesn't make much difference. If you hold an iPhone mic to your mouth and talk to it, it's going to sound very good. These lav mics cost, the initial ones are £11, and they were almost the same quality as the ones which are £50. Why is it that such a cheap mic sounds so much better than if we use a £10,000 mic and just shove it in this room? Because distance is key. If you have a mic there, it sounds good. But this really important, the acoustics. You have people who just do audio. In my line of work, I have to be a bit of a jack of all trades. But I'm not a professional audio engineer or any of that stuff. People have whole careers doing it freelance and are constantly booked. Sound panels are important. So I just realised I forgot about the gun pole. Here, in the corner, sits a little stand that Johnny made. Makes my life a hell of a lot easier. And again, much more efficient. We drop that on the table where Johnny presents all the videos, like that. And all we're doing is we're changing the lighting to suit the gun. So typically on the studio videos, we got key light there, exposing Johnny's face, approximately sort of half of the face. So you get a nice shadow here. Again, this is depth. It makes his face look three-dimensional. Once that's on the table, typically take the key light, have that on the gun. So one of the things I need to be careful with, and every now and then it does go wrong, you need to make sure that the gun remains true to its actual colour. Shape isn't so much of a worry. You want to kind of make it as dramatic as possible, so the lighting is a bit harsher. Usually this hair light is bouncing off the ceiling, so we're getting a soft light on the back of Johnny. Again, that's just helping separate him from the background. He's got an outline to his face, as opposed to just him sort of being lit in the same way with that. Come on. Okay, now we've got that one. We put that there, angling that light specifically to try and expose these bits, which is really going to separate this from the background. But also what this is doing is it's putting a halo around the gun, so it's outlining the gun, so it's really stood away from the background. And typically we'll put a gel there just to spice it up. We got these relatively recently, so now we've got that, a green halo to the gun, which again is another dimension in which that gun is popping. Looks more dramatic. I try and keep the colours relative to the gun brand, so if they have a particular colour scheme that they use in their marketing campaigns or whatever like that, then we'll use them colours. So now this should start looking more recognisable. Typically sort of start off here and then go boom. This is what it looks like from a wider view, which is onto the final light. This is the important one. Again, this is separating the background. Double colour contrast, for example, if you got your green and then I put, well, I don't know where the red is, but I put green. I'm not particularly keen on this. I think it just looks a bit much. But with that there, even though that sort of looks completely out of place, that's just exposing that wall. because in the image, once we zoom in, I'm not using the right lens now. Now you have just that slight gradient, and it's covering the area with the gun, so you get this sort of glow around the gun effect. Light up a bit, and this is how we get to this sort of stage. Again, that's providing a natural soft light on the gun, so it's well exposed and you can tell what it actually looks like. But with these two simple additions, we do it, and this does not take me long at all. Again, it's all about investing the time to make things efficient, because we do a lot of videos and I work full-time for the company making and editing the videos. So there you go.
So yeah, we moved into there a few months ago, and it's been joy and fun ever since. It's still not finished.
Mate.
It probably might be finished by the end of next year.
It's going to be sad, mate. Like, you know, some people, they say, you know, when I joined, it's become a bit more, not corporate-y, but a bit more professional, and it's lost some soul potentially. I feel like as soon as that room is painted and all that stuff, that's just the end of an era. Like,
100%.
It's officially corporate.
Well, we'll never paint it then.
Yeah, I feel like we should make it. Like, this looks like you'd build a movie set around. Like, look how awesome this room is.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, but it's so stylized. You couldn't make this set. It would take a David Fincher. Only David Fincher would make this set, and you've got it for free.
Well, not free.
Wow.
So for those of you with a keen eye, you will have already noticed that the channel is no longer called the.gun.shop.
Yep.
Or the gun shop.
Mm-hmm.
It is called
TGS Outdoors.
So take that hat off.
Yeah, so here's the thing though, because I am a contrarian at heart.
Oh, so you
I
now
specifically
no longer want to wear the wrong brown hat.
specifically picked this because now it's like retro.
Oh my god! Actually, this is like off-brand. So it's like you're wearing your TGS dog hat.
Man, that's just the way.
You are just a bad man.
I'm just that dude.
Yeah, you really are.
I'm
you're that guy.
Yeah.
So this is something that we've been working on for a couple of months. Is actually separating out what we do as a production team to what we do as a shop. Because originally, obviously, the channel started as just a sideline to the shop, as something that we would do to share information. In reality, it was just to share information. There was a lot of misinformation out there, and we wanted to give our opinion and some facts across from a more rounded sort of base. Because there's a lot of people who review their own guns without perhaps having handled the multitude and shot the multitude that us guys at the shop have.
Right.
And then subsequently it grew a bit and it kind of became its own little sideline. And over the last year, it's safe to say that it has become its own sort of self-sustaining entity. Not self-sustaining, but its own entity.
Right.
And as such, we decided that, I wouldn't say the shop was holding us back, but people always sort of just assume because there is a shop and there is us that we are biased or broken or don't really...
Right.
that we're doing things more for our own ends. And something that I definitely have always been is completely honest, or I've omitted stuff, or we just never released the video. Because actually, in reality, that's the only way one can ever have any faith in what I'm saying. Anyway.
Yeah.
So we decided to pull them apart
in the attempt to make it a self-sustaining.
In the attempt to make it a self-sustaining thing. Yeah. So over the next year, you're going to see a few changes. The first of which is that there is a members join button you'll see down below, and for those of you who want to support us and help us get to the next level, which is really where we'd like to be, is producing more documentaries and more short films and more in-depth videos on stuff that we could actually spend more time and, oh Christ, we already do between, let's say, my one full-time job and my other full-time job. I am working all evenings, which is why I said thank you to my other half, because she's very, very patient with me, researching and practicing and sending emails of every evening, trying to work this as well. But it would be nice to donate more of my actual working days into this.
Mm-hmm.
To maximise the use of Sasha and to get Sam more involved and to really push ourselves onto the next level in terms of content production. To produce better quality stuff for you. Although obviously we're not going to be relying on that in entirety, we just appreciate your support. We're also going to be opening ourselves up to advertisers. We're in chats with a couple of people at the moment about actually having pre-roll ads on our videos that are not YouTuber ads, but are sponsored ads from gun manufacturers or people who are pertinent to that video, because actually monetizing ourselves in that direction will allow us to take on bigger projects and donate more of our time to produce a better quality thing for the forefront of UK guns and UK country sports. To do that, that's not really your problem. But where the channel will be going as part of that may interest you.
Yep.
So you can expect this year. What can you expect this year, Sash?
More documentaries. I think we really wanted to double down on that.
We really enjoyed the couple we've made this year. And, you know, they're not going to be maybe quite as big and grandiose, although some may.
Yep.
But certainly just more in-depth, more thought-through stuff, slightly higher production, and I think that will be good. Well, it should be as quality entertainment.
Also, on the note of documentaries, there's most likely going to be a new genre of documentary. Johnny suggested an idea that, I mean, I'd not even thought about, and that's a gun documentary.
Yeah.
I'm really keen on doing it.
Yeah, so we've got a huge amount of ideas, and that is one of them, to produce a documentary on guns. So pick a
Can we say it?
guns. Yeah, go for
it. The Birmingham gun trade.
You know, and take the Birmingham gun trade, talk through the history, meet some people who are working in it now, meet some people who are working at it, not quite in its heyday, but at the end of its heyday.
Right.
And that's kind of where we're going. Isn't it? Going back, our Instagram has split from the gun shop. We're now TGS Outdoors. Although the gun shop will probably be one of our first and main sponsors for the foreseeable future on the channel, we are now very separate. So go and follow TGS Outdoors if you already follow the gun shop, and so on and so forth. And follow Sasha Novakovic, because,
oh my god,
you know, he occasionally posts pictures of guns, which are quite interesting. Reviews, we'll still be doing lots of reviews, although we're going to be a little bit more selective. You know, we talked earlier at the beginning of this year about doing different variants, and we've done a couple of those, and actually watching them back, the enthusiasm and the information in them is just a repeat, which doesn't have a lot of value at all whatsoever. Not really. Not on something that's quite so personal when it comes to, well, the 30-inch version of this year shoots slightly better than the 28-inch version of last year. Someone else could have different things. So we don't really like that idea as much as really indulging in the odd review or very occasional reviews of interesting stuff. What we'd also like, and we're currently in the process of, me and Sash have been talking about it, involving other people in the channel. So this year you'll have seen more inclusion you've ever seen before of other people, but we'd like to push that on to the next level, and actually perhaps have some people running their own short series on the channel as well. If you'd be interested and think you should be a part of that, let us know, because actually we'd be really interested in anybody who's interested in helping us, as opposed to perhaps, although we have our own ideas, running and meeting, spending all of our thoughts on people who don't care. So
it might be worth putting something out on social media. Just send us a video, 30-second video of yourself explaining why you'd be a good personality for the new TGS.
Yeah, why not? I like that idea. Let's do that in the new year.
Be good fun.
If they haven't all jumped on the bandwagon downstairs, because who wouldn't want to spend the day with you?
There's probably 20 people down there right now. They've heard through the window.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah, it's going to be unbelievable.
And that's pretty much it for the year ahead. We're going to go to the British Shooting Show. We will be at Ewa.
Yeah.
We would like to go on another adventure this year, so if any of you have any, I was going to say, contacts for somewhere different, we'd love to go and film. We're currently talking about going out to Africa and doing a bit of planes game out there. However, it's a toss-up between that and Argentina, because they're both quite exotic places. But we've got to decide pretty quick, so we'd love your thoughts on that.
Argentina cheaper, yeah?
Argentina is actually more expensive, depressingly.
No kidding.
And also, we're not rich, so less money would be good. You know, if somebody suggests going and shooting 3 Cape Buffalo, that's unrealistic, really.
Well, if anyone wants to sponsor us to do that.
Yeah, if someone needs me to like shoot all of the Cape Buffalo.
You take that offer gracefully.
And that's that, pretty much, isn't it?
Yeah, we never know how the year's going to go. You know,
yeah.
So many things have happened this year that we didn't see coming.
2020
just, it could be completely different, we don't know. But what we're going to do is just keep going. Whatever we're doing, we're going to do it to the best that we can and see what happens. And I've got a feeling, like we'd say, 2019 has been an absolute success of a year. All things considered.
Great fun as well.
Yeah, man. Like, really. 2020, bring it on.
Hoorah.
I hope that we look back at 2019 and go, mugs. You know what I mean?
That would be nice. No, I don't think that would be nice, mate. It would just be nice to carry on the same line, because I would hate for this year that has been so exciting to ever be taken for granted.
I don't.
Yeah, well, it's because you're a mug. Anyway, before we wrap this up and before we give our conclusions, there's a little treat for you now. Me and Sash spent a lot of time travelling together, and we have covered many, many subjects that are completely and utterly devoid
Our
of any
relationship
interest.
is really quite cool. It's stupid. It's the dumbest thing. We both have a thing in common where actually we like to just be silly most of the time. Because I'd say we're both quite tortured by life. And it's actually quite a miserable thing.
So we were on the train up to London and we did this little vlog. We started filming a conversation we were having. Mostly it was just filming to wind Sasha up. And then we carried on filming the whole thing and it actually turned into a nice little vlog segment that we never released because people probably wouldn't be interested. However, for those of you who would ever want to think, oh, that Sasha's a good guy, or that Johnny's a good guy, you might change your minds in this next 20 minutes that you watch. But let's count that as vaguely important.
Oh, mate, it's the best content we ever made.
Hands down.
Yeah. I had this debate with Johnny. I'm convinced that I'm going to be one of the first people to put an AI chip in my head. Right, I think everyone gets a bit funny about, oh, I don't want technology in our head. We don't want artificial intelligence. It's going to ruin our lives. But if you think about it, evolutionarily, whoever has the AI chip is going to be like 500 IQ points more intelligent than your average person.
No, that would put you in positive IQ points.
I think I might actually have 500 at that point, which would be quite revolutionary. But it's no competition. Johnny there, with his good brain, I'd say above average, definitely above average brain, and me with my mega above average brain. How can you compete with someone who has an AI chip in their head? You can't. You can remember anything you want to remember. You can know any information you want to know instantly. It's a no-brainer. Why not? You use your phone all the time. It's got all your data on it. You Google stuff. Why not just do it all in your head? Easy. So Johnny's thinking he wants to be the wilderness man, and he was talking about his son, Bo, is going to run the rebellion against the AI movement. And we're getting a bit close now. A bit close. He's going to lead the rebellion, but the reality is he cannot lead a rebellion against people with 500 IQ points, because he's going to have probably 120.
100%,
like his
though,
dad,
they're going to be
and he can't
ruled by the
compete.
government. The government's going to be in charge of people's brains, and so they'll all know what they know, but they won't know what Bo knows, because
But
Bo will
why
know the wilderness man movement, self-thought, free thinkers, he's going to be called. Leader of the free thinkers.
Okay, I firmly believe he'll be a leader, but is he going to realistically make any meaningful difference against the AI people? No, because I don't know where you get the idea from that it's going to be government corrupt. You know, if you look at the internet, that's probably the best example. Yes, the internet is now heavily regulated,
And it definitely controls us.
the algorithms, the individual algorithms, have massive influence on our opinions and whatever. Okay, and you could argue that they might implement those sort of algorithms into the AI. I mean, essentially an AI would just be a plethora of algorithms. But that doesn't mean that it's going to be secretly controlled by government. Like, an AI would be an objective software to aid you in any of your endeavours that require brain power. It's not going to be a, you know, news thing.
So is this, we're talking about like augmenting your body, or are we talking about
It's
actually
an-
putting a chip?
All it is
techno
augmenting your brain.
You'll be a cyborg.
Yeah, you'll be a cyborg.
Alright, at which point it'll be hackable, in which case you're going to be controlled by government.
That's a risk, yeah. That is a risk. Absolutely, hackableness is a risk. But, you know, what are you going to do? Not do it? You have to sort of do it. Think about this, because I watched the movie Hers, and Hers is with Joaquin Phoenix, and he falls in love with an AI.
iPhone does it much quicker. But
He
carry
does
on.
do it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, and he falls in love with an OS, artificial intelligence, which is Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
And he has a really meaningful love with her, and I thought I could definitely do that. I want to fall in love with an
People
AI.
have meaningful loves with the cars, mate.
Exactly. Think about this. I spend my life in solitude because Johnny doesn't allow me in the shop most of the time because he thinks I'm annoying. Right? So I'm just locked in my room editing videos. If I had a companion in there at all times that I could just bounce ideas off, we could talk about love and philosophy and life, I would be a much happier man.
How far is this AI from a woman that perhaps you should.
Oh, it'll be a female. Yeah. Well, I think you'll choose
Why
like
don't
in
you
the
just
movie.
get a female, a real life human one.
Because this is an objective software.
Okay.
You don't find.
You can't turn it off.
And you can turn it off whenever you want.
You can delete memory.
all the good stuff without the bad stuff. You do the maths.
Alright, well, what about reproduction? Do you just have a surrogate? Or you just have a cat?
Well, you know, I wouldn't lose my ability to communicate with people. So.
You will, because they'll be like, oh, there's Sash. He lives with a female robot.
Okay, but I think it will be a big sociological change. You wouldn't be in a relationship with someone else. You would be in a relationship with them and their OS.
So it'll be a four-way relationship?
Yes. But you've got to think that's two objective OSs. You would program it so they don't inherit much personality traits, although you would want them.
If it's intelligent enough to talk to, it's going to be intelligent enough to learn.
Yeah.
And if it hangs out with you too long, your robot's going to be annoying. It's going to hands down the most, and it's going to be calling you like cuz all the time.
Like,
when you're going to your house,
you know what he's going to call me?
It's going to be this female
Master
robot
Don.
with a moustache calling you. Alright, cuz, can I get you a cup of tea?
TGS MVP, it's wake up time.
Sam is the MVP, as we've discovered on Call of Duty.
He's the MVP on Call of Duty. Johnny is the MVP of the gun shop, but I am the MVP of TGS Productions. Yeah, what do you think about AI then? You gonna do it?
No, maybe. Only if I can like build it myself and then live in a lead box so the government can't control me. And even then,
okay, but
I think it's going to be really hard to not then lose, because you're not going to be programming yourself to have 500 free IQ points to educate yourself, not without then having to educate yourself, okay? So I think you're going to lose a certain sense of self if everybody has the same knowledge put into their head. We wouldn't be able to have conversations like this because we'd already know the answers.
Okay, but I
would only accept the chip in my head for intelligence and IQ if I can have telepathy with it.
I mean, you've just gone off on such a wild card there.
Because I wouldn't have to talk to you, we could just look at each other and understand our feelings.
Okay, but the problem you have with the world is, okay, as a more right-leaning person, that things aren't always based on facts or judged by facts, they are judged by emotion. And in order for us to move forward, we need to be looking at the facts. So this would be a software that everyone would have implemented in them, which would only work off of facts and not emotion.
How boring would the world be without?
No, because you can still experience the
emotional contention.
You would still have it. You could be like, we're disagreeing about this. Actually,
but
you're right.
Your brain
you
would
know
outweigh your
feel
feelings. Your brain would outweigh things. If you have 500 IQ points, and I've met some amazingly intelligent people, I've been blessed, right? But it works like this.
Okay.
It works like this. You've met a few scientists as well, very intelligent people.
Yeah.
They have the ability to set aside the emotion. They do. They're just fact-led.
Yeah.
That's a bit boring, isn't it?
Some of them might have not been on the charismatic scale.
Yeah, because
to say the least.
It's emotion that makes humans exciting, and that's why we are that much better creatures on planet Earth.
So you think what makes us enjoyable and human is our distance from facts?
Our ability to say, nah,
don't care.
I don't believe in the science today. Yeah.
Well, you could still do that. Like, the only difference is bandwidth.
No, because you're going to be too intelligent. Unless, alright, so if you could balance out this chip, if you could add personality to people,
okay,
so that everyone came into a room with 50% personality, 50% facts, so certain undisputable facts, like that shooting is good for conservation, people can't dispute.
Okay.
So anything completely undisputable, like gravity exists, undisputable. Whereas, you know, what's the favourite food? What tastes better? All this kind of thing. What tastes better? Well, it's all about acid balance, really. It's not the argument I want to hear. I want to hear, well, I like cheese, because cheese makes me happy. But I don't like cheese, I like steak.
The next station is Winchester.
But I think you're envisioning what an AI human brain relationship would look like.
Only
you're thinking of this like marriage,
50-50
marriage.
You know,
all it is a little chip that
a little
helps
bit
out.
just like a bit of Star Trek, isn't it? Be a little bit like.
See, I don't watch
Star
Star Trek.
It's going to be all these people that just believe in facts and logic and nutritional supplements because life's all just about.
It would change the culture. It would change the culture of politics.
Now, if we're talking about chips, I want this. We've talked about this previously. Like bollocks to the brain chip. The brain chip can do, and I'm not interested in the brain chip.
You don't like that? That's
well, I become way too obnoxious if I could think any deeper on things. I'm quite happy being ignorant retard. I'm happier. I want super sight and super smell.
Oh, you want to start talking biohacking?
Yeah, well, if I could have a chip that could make my brain understand my nose. I'm just throwing it out there that if I'm going to spend money on intelligence, I'd rather spend it on smell.
Right, go on. Explain this absolutely ludicrous, objectively ludicrous idea that you want super smell if you only had 3 gifts that you could biohack into yourself. One of them is super smell. By the way, if you have a 100-point tally, okay, let's say intelligence is 80, super smell probably counts as 5 points because it's so redundant.
No, because if everyone had super smell, the world would be a really hygienic place, which would again be less exciting.
It would be crap.
Exactly.
It wouldn't be
so okay, it's got to have 70. It's super smell is definitely 50 or 70 points out of the 100 allocation a human can have.
You would say super smell.
Super smell comes with super taste, you see, as well.
So what? You're just going to get super fat?
No. Well, imagine being able to smell like from a hunting application, being able to smell the animal. To have the smell of a prey animal or a super predator, right?
Again, this is like.
Where's McDonald's? I don't need to get my phone out. 100 meters over there.
You're so trivial. There's nothing meaningful in that.
It gets rid of the human-dog relationship. Where's the pheasants on the floor? There. Is that food gone off? What have you got in the fridge?
This is so pointless.
Does my wife fancy me tonight? Is that girl at the other end of the bar interested? Does this man want to fight?
Alright.
Yeah, you can smell pheromones, you can smell emotions all of a sudden, and actually it's insanely like that's the superpower that you want. It's subtle, it's cool, and it's a biohack. It's perfectly acceptable to have dog smell.
I respect you so much for arguing this. I really do.
It's unarguable that it's an awesome ability.
100% going to argue because everything
you'd need to shout
can
all the
still
time.
be done by a human. That's why this is hilarious to me. Apart from the pheromones or whatever from a man.
No, it can't. A man cannot smell a McDonald's from 100 meters away. You can't smell what's in the fridge. But my dog knows what's in the fridge. It can smell what's in the fridge. It can smell what's in the bin.
Okay, but think about how.
And I'm talking, I want 20 times the dog smell.
Unbelievably mundane that is.
Not if everybody doesn't have it. I've got it.
Go, what's in the fridge? And you can smell that there's some pheasant fully brined. Yeah, that's fully brined now.
It's ready to go,
Yeah, that is unbelievably sad. That is what you would call depressing.
Alright, now let's go. Someone's just walked into the shop. Don't even need a bell anymore.
Okay.
Where's my mate?
So ridiculous.
He's over there.
Okay, but the reason I think this is the most hilarious thing ever is because when I envision biohacking superpower,
it doesn't come with
myself,
a massive nose. I want a standard size nose.
Let's say you had a 300 IQ, right? And let's say you did something unbelievable. You figured out how to find a wormhole, right, and travel through the universe. These are the sorts of things that you could do. But what you're referencing is being able to smell pheasant in the fridge and to see if a man wants to fight you.
I'm unbelievably consumed with stuff at the moment. I don't want the brain power to get more consumed with more complex stuff, alright?
Okay, I can appreciate
I'm quite
that.
happy being that, like, everyone else can go and kill cancer. I'm just going to smell where cheese is.
I think that's quite noble, actually. Well, you're like a simple man, even though you're the furthest thing from it. This is why this is so weird to me. Are you being serious though? You would actually pick that as your thing?
Yeah.
Oversight, so you could just see, like you had a telephoto versatile lens in your eyeballs all the time.
See, that's the difference. One of my other hacks would be isolate, right? So I don't feel like eyesight is a bad thing.
Smell just seems so bizarre. I find that I would like to reduce my sense of smell.
Yeah, but you'd also reduce your sense of taste.
Yeah, I can live with that. I smoke a lot, so my sense of taste is quite nice.
But imagine being able to have a cigar, like truly, like when it comes to a beer, like, I can tell the difference between beers, right? And I can tell the difference between wines. I love wine, I love scotch, I love brandy, I love everything. I love drink, I love food. Imagine, like, you're sat there trying to dissect it. And now imagine you can really do it. So you can smell individual enzymes and go, oh wow, that's why that's so good. Like, just allowing a whole new world of ultimate complexity actually is so far from the simple thing you beg it to be. It's a whole nother layer of the scientific world that people look really far into stuff. I get a pair of binos. I cannot go cheese in the fridge.
Okay. So what about hearing?
Hearing's quite cool. You've got the ability to see further, you've got the ability to hear further with ear and hearing enhancement, you've got the ability to be more intelligent by educating yourself. And if you don't, I've got 1 million IQ
Okay,
here,
but
okay?
I would disagree with you here, because the difference is you're thinking of it in terms of you can educate yourself and expand your range of knowledge, but a truly high IQ doesn't operate like that. I could spend a lifetime learning specifically,
Okay.
and I would never manage to obtain the sort of knowledge I would if my IQ was double it is now.
Right, well how about this? How about I would not opt for IQ, but I would opt for the ability to have a faster rammed brain. So that my brain can pick up all the information it's ever learned.
This is Mitchell Depot. This train is for London
The
Waterloo.
ability never
The
to
next
forget.
station is Basingstoke.
Right?
I go photographic memory. That would be the one thing that I pick up.
Alright,
And
photographic
that's 100
memory.
points. Photographic memory is 100 points straight up. You can't get anything else.
Okay. Well, how about I have 95% photographic memory and 5 points
Nah,
of
it doesn't
smell?
work like that. I think you're ludicrous with smell. I think the examples you give could be in a comedy sketch. Wake up in the morning, wonder what's in the fridge. Oh yeah, we got that. But I think in your head it's a much more concise sense of smell as well. Like, I don't know how the gene would work from what animal you would take it from, but I'm guessing it's not as simple as I'm gonna follow that smell trail down there and precisely map out the space around me.
Yeah,
and get that smell.
they make like you can make a scent map. This is the thing.
Really?
Yeah, in this technology, and certain animals you can see a scent picture.
Like Daredevil does with his hearing.
Yeah.
But you do it with smell.
Yeah. But I also have my eyes, so like I can over like the two working together in my brain. Imagine it, mate.
I'm not convinced.
Like, how many people are on this train? About 20 in this carriage, unless there's twins. They smell the same.
Okay, but you wouldn't be able to map out this proximity around you.
100%.
No, you wouldn't, because each chair emits the same odour, pretty much.
Yeah,
And each bit of metal
smell different.
same odour, so you would only really be able to distinguish the
Yeah,
object.
so it's like, but I've still got my eyes.
But you wouldn't get like,
But
oh,
like
that one
Daredevil,
smells.
it's a fuzzy
Maybe you
picture
could.
apart from like these major things that click out that you can see.
You need to stop, because you might be selling me on the idea of smell.
It's a great idea. Like the ultimate third sense, isn't it? It's where humans most lack it, which is why I want to starve myself for this time, because maybe we can smell a peanut M&M. I'd like the ability to smell a peanut M&M in the fridge when I wake up.
And that would just be life changing.
Imagine, you don't even have to ask, you walk home, you know who's home already. Has anyone been in the house? No.
It's so weird with your
You walk into the shop, right? Instead of having to ask the shop assistant,
you can tell who's touched the vegetables.
Yeah, this is it. You can smell which vegetables
You
are
could
ripe.
smell disease, bacteria, all that, yeah.
Yeah, you could like, I'm really talking like you could smell anything.
But would it not become overwhelming?
Is seeing what we see overwhelming?
Yeah.
You look at this and think this is overwhelming.
Yeah.
You are looking at me, but like, so what I'm saying here.
I know, that's underwhelming.
You learn.
Everything around you overwhelming.
You learn to live with what you got, right? If you were a fish that suddenly got put in a human's body, you go, oh my god, this is insane. After a couple of weeks, you go, that's normal. Give it, like, you learn to control your super smell.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be some unpleasant
I
moments.
don't know about now this is normal, but you would definitely adjust to it, because humans are very adaptable, very malleable. But I think you're underestimating the extent to which your sinus is a different level of sense, a more visceral sense than your sight. Sight is quite simple. You look and there's a lot of stuff. Smell is a really sensual experience. There are no real senses.
You only think that because you can see the way you do. If you only saw like green, everything was black and white, everything was shot in vlog, so it was just a really shitty picture. You could barely make stuff out, like a bat, or an old dog.
Okay.
You look like you're looking through a pint of milk.
Yeah.
You can just about make out movements, and only if stuff moves really quick. Okay, that's the equivalent of our smell. And now suddenly you're in full colour,
magical
So yeah,
technicolor
it would be the
world.
equivalent of if we could see sort of gravitational waves and all the other stuff.
See radio waves.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It'd be mind blowing for the first couple
But
of days.
you would adjust to it, you're right.
A bit like if I showed Call of Duty on a mobile to someone playing GoldenEye on an N64. They go, oh wow.
Yeah.
I can turn and the screen turns with me.
Sounds like you're talking from experience then.
100%, guaranteed.
I like the idea of spatial awareness through smell and creating a map. In your head, how far does that extend?
No, you're gonna have to put a range on it, but you think...
Because that's a seriously useful thing that if you could. But
I'm just putting this into like...
I feel like you need a higher intelligence though to be able to create that map. Like, it's sort of redundant to have that ability with only an average IQ.
I mean, I think what you need...
If you had a higher IQ, then you could really
a couple of
map
extra
that out.
points of IQ to be able to handle that. So
Yes,
you're
but
no
this-
more or less intelligent than you were. But you can, and it comes with the smell points already. That's why
Unless you had an AI, which would manage that for you.
Or alternatively, you just get a computer to do it for you, and it processes it and shows you on your phone. You could just have like the scent app. You go, where's the scent?
Okay, but think about
Oh, there he is. He smells.
But you would need that in your nose. You would need the scent chip in your nose to communicate.
Yeah. Or just a
So you might as well get the AI chip.
mechanical nose.
Because that is just an AI chip.
So you're going to
Unless you get like some useless
It's no more
septum
snot.
piercing, which is like an electronic device to your phone, which will make you look like a penis.
And they're just
You
going
get
to
an AI
pull your
chip.
nose out, the skin goes back on, but you have two nodes at the bottom, two sensors. They come out and they're opposable. No.
See, now it's getting weird.
But yeah, no more bogeys.
So it's
Imagine how good
turning
life
real
would be.
Mad Max now. No more bogeys, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. No more tissues, save the planet, less trees. No more hankies, which is disgusting anyway.
Unfortunately, you might have sold me.
Yeah.
You might have sold me. But I do feel like because of what Daredevil has established, the sound would be the more concise version of what you're saying with smell.
Alright, now imagine you put scent, sight and sound all hyper boosted to be able to create this insane map.
I don't think that you could
Like
get
Predator.
enough points. You couldn't get enough points on the tally.
Alright, well let's imagine that you can just have enough points in the tally for super
Okay,
smell
so you want like 70%
and
good smell.
the ability to see heat. So you have thermal vision overlay on your eyes.
That just, like, you can turn it on and off.
Yeah.
Again, that to me would just be the most pointless thing. Like, you would find utility in it because
How hot's
you
this
are-
dinner? Boom, that hot. No, it's not, because actually suddenly
I know you're trying to
allows
find
you to see, like-
daily uses, but you
Alright, yeah, that's a bit far-fetched, but alright.
the idea of being like, oh thank God I've got this superpower now, because that's at 70
But it just
degrees.
adds a different layer of vision, right, to everything.
Yeah,
else. This
I
is what I'm
don't
talking
doubt
about, is your
how
ability
good
to
it would
see
be.
things differently.
But-
Right, did we pick the train with 1,000 stops? Or 2,000 stops?
You probably pick the 1000. No, this is actually the quick one, that's why we got it.
It's depressing, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be like an hour left at least or something.
Anyway, sign off, because
Maybe less. 45.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
We got any food?
No, because you specifically said don't buy it because we can get it in London.
Got any food clothes?
I ate one.
If you got the food, I got the piece.
The Midlands and the North. Please mind the step down from the train to the platform.
Yep. Here's your mug. So in conclusion, guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your support throughout this year. It's been really good. It's been really good to meet a lot of you as well. Ongoing into the new year, we really appreciate your ongoing support. Although there'll be some mild changes, there's not going to be a huge amount of change because it will still be us having fun, producing the content we enjoy making.
Yeah.
We'll have some new TGS merch coming out this year. That's going to be quite cool.
Yeah.
And happy days.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you for everything. All the nice comments, all the hateful comments.
I love all the hateful comments,
Oh,
mate.
mate, they make me happy.
Yeah, I like it when people go, you know nothing.
Yeah.
And I really like when people say the camera is crap.
Mate, they make me so happy.
And
Yeah.
the final bit this year is we watched. I watched all of Top Boy, and now I consider
Oh,
myself
how did we skip past that?
general. There was a whole month of the year where
Yeah.
I was saying Wagwan and paying.
Yeah, did
Mandem.
any of you clock that? Because I know Chrissy Whiskers did. Shout out Chrissy.
Yeah, Dr. Chris.
Dr. Chris. Yeah.
Dr.
But
Safe.
he's the only one. He said, what is it? He said the best comment that we've had this year. Something like, I love the fact that you guys are bringing ends to field sports.
The ends
That's
to field
that's great. That was our mission statement. When we met and we were like, what do we want to do with this channel? It was like, we're going to
That's just what you've been doing. I don't understand the whole time is you've been ensing me.
Oh, 100%. I've been rearing you from day one. I knew there was a roadman in there.
Putting your ends in me the whole year, and now I am full of your ends.
It's a madness, cuz.
Yeah, it's a mad thing. Say nothing. And that's it from us, guys. Thank you very much for putting up with us for this little vlog. Hope you've enjoyed this year. If you haven't watched any of the bits we talked about, go and check them out because we've had some really, really good times. Thank you very much for everyone for their support. It's been really good to meet lots of people, as I've already said. Guys, thank you very much for your support, as always. Sash, it's been a great year. The end.
The end. Till next year.
Yeah, we're taking a year off.